Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Motorsport Factory once again. Those of you tuning in for the first time, welcome to my channel. It has been a little while since I posted a video, guys. The last video I think I posted was the 250 subscriber video. And I've been kind of busy trying to work on expanding the shop area. If you understood watching the one clip from what is it, the history of Motorsport Factory and whatnot, actually one of my very first podcasts and whatnot, where you saw the storage area. I'm actually going to be tearing that down, demoing the concrete and everything like that, and excavating, landscaping, grading, adding concrete, reinforcing, putting a lift, expanding the carport system, getting prices on the what should I call it, the either the carport type of material or the full steel building. So seeing what my options are before I fully expand on the shop. It's going to be also like a warehouse kind of thing, so it's also for my gaming community as well, to actually have some storage space. So the main reason why, because it's a bigger project so I'm going to be working on, and definitely need the space, and I don't have a whole lot of resources to really rent a shop. And because the problem with renting a shop would be, it's costing too much when you're trying to finding a spot for renting. Yeah, water, garbage, you have electric, gas, other expenses, cleaning supplies, and the cost for repair work would end up being a lot higher. But that's a whole nother subject. I'm going to be making a video playlist of the whole backyard, how everything looks. Then the next video is going to be tearing it down. And the next video is going to be obviously excavating and grading. Next video is obviously going to be all the concrete work and all that other good stuff. And you're going to see pretty much a project list of the whole the expansion of Motorsport Factory. So that's what I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of floor planning to trying to get the right resources and the right price to get the project done. But anyways, getting back to the topic at hand, the main topic I want to discuss with you is partnerships. Are they worth it? Should you do them? Yes or no? That is a very good question, right? So today, let's talk about some of the pros. I'm gonna go over the pros for it right now, and then we're gonna go over a lot of the cons. You guys can chime in comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. The pros for partnering up, be it in the automotive field to any other type of business, be it an outreach center, a pizza joint, whatever it is you guys are working on, right? Can it be beneficial? Absolutely, right? With the right partner, they can be of great help, a valuable asset to the company. They're taking on half the burden off your shoulders. They can be resourceful if they have connections, friends, and help the company grow and help it be successful, right? You definitely don't want someone who only puts in 5%. You're putting in 95%, and they want 95% of the profits. And what are you gaining out of it? So with that in mind, you definitely can have an advantage if you have the right partner, like I said. But now I have more cons to talk about. And the reason why I have more cons to talk about it is because of the experiences I've had in the past. And I'm hoping that you guys learn from this, and hopefully that you can take and think about, before you partner up with somebody, that you really take the time to think, hey, is partnerships still worth it? Make sure you have things down on a contract, written down, not just verbal. So the cons to this is, first, be careful who you pick, right? Before we talk about the cons here. Because if you don't pick the right person, for example, if you were to go to Shark Tank, those guys are legit, right? They're nothing but businessmen. They don't have time to be your friend. They're here to make money, so and help you grow. Be it you only own 30% of the company, or you own 60% of the company, right? But anyways, the I want to talk about the bad experiences that I've had. Is the number one part I really wanted to talk about. So to give you a little bit of backstory to the mess I was in back in 2014, I was working with this young guy when I lived in the Bay Area, which at the time he seemed like he was a go-getter. He was always hustling, always out there trying to make money and things of that nature. And he asked me to do parting a car with him, even though he didn't know how to work on a car. So I gave it a shot, but what happened was he bought a car, which was a Civic, the '96 Civic. That was the front end was smashed in, and he bought it without talking to me about it. And so, and it just like, dude, why would you want to pay? I think he paid like $600 for the car, which I wouldn't have paid $600. I mean, for something that's got front end damage, windshield damage, some suspension damage. I mean, was it really worth $600? I mean, I wouldn't have paid no more than maybe $100, $200, right? Um, so, and then he had the nerve. He gave me an attitude as well. So it's like, oh, I thought you wanted to park this car with me, bro. It's like, where you at and this and that. So, and I'm like, hold on. I'm like, yeah, I'm down to do it, but you got to discuss things with me before you start doing stuff, right? So, like I said, he gets a beat up Civic and had all the, let's see, besides headlight damage, radiator damage, front bumper, the bumper support, the radiator and the radiator support, windshield, passenger side suspension, the passenger side fender and the door. So imagine if you were to part those parts out. Let's say you get about anywhere between $300 to $500 just off those parts. Now we can't make that, right? So we did manage to sell the engine and a few other things, but the problem was we was doing it at a kind of a business area where people come use it as office space and whatnot. And so he said it was okay to do over there, but I should have did my research as well. But the landlord didn't like it, right? So he also said that he had the nerve to say, "Oh, I pay rent here and stuff, and he can do whatever I could do whatever I want and everything." And I said, "No, dude, there's rules you have to abide by, regardless of how much rent you pay or how big your place is. If you are given a spot to do any kind of work, totally different story, right?" So that was that issue, right? So we had a mess to clean up, like oil, dirt, grit, and grime, and all that stuff. And then we had to pay the landlord $100 just for that. And the landlord didn't even clean that up. I wish I could get that money back, but it is what it is. But that in itself, that was money we lost. So the other thing was the doors, the wheels. We had to obviously a lot of the other interior we had to got thrown out. So another few $100 got thrown out the window, right? And then the car had to be towed right out of there. And instead of paying a few, get about $200 to, get the money for the junk cars, he had to get it. He had to pay to tow it out there because he wasn't going to pay for cars with no wheels on it, right? So, doors, trunk lid, windshield, interior, front suspension was damaged. I managed to sell the engine and transmission, and really that's all I think I was able to sell off of it. I still have the engine harness and a few other things, but it is kind of what it is though. If that front end was not damaged, we would have had more stuff to sell. The other mistake I made with him, because I tried to get him to help me work on the car, and he didn't even know how to use a ratchet either, right? Yep, didn't know how to use a ratchet. He didn't know how to, when the little switch to, make it, to have the ratchet, loosen the nut or tighten it. He didn't know which way things went. He's like, well, how are you supposed to do this thing, right? I just was like, you know what? I was like, this is not going to be working with him. And this that's a lesson learned from working with a youngster. Uh, and so that's going to be the last time I work with a youngster, and it's going to be the last time I'm going to be babysitting rather than working on the car, right? And then the other problem was he was I'm trying to make demands more than act like a partner, right? So, for example, and he was trying to cheat me on money wise. Like, he said it will pay me this much. Like, oh, say I'll give you half, for selling the motor because I'm the only one that's actually working on disassembling the harness, brackets, nuts and bolts, and getting that motor separated. Remember, luckily I found a mattress to let the motor drop onto the mattress, and because I didn't have an angel hoist with me at the time, so and so he sold a motor for like $400 or something like that. I can't remember exactly how much it was. And so he was like, he hands me $100, and I said, whoa, 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 bro, you're gonna give me three because I did all this work and you're just taking money off the top. It doesn't work that way, dude. While you sat on your butt inside the office, did nothing, right? Because you bought the car? No, you're gonna pay me what you owe me, right? And then, so like I said, he says he's gonna pay me this much, and then he forgets what he says and tries to pay me like $100. Yes, I was tired, I was frustrated, I was upset, and I felt disrespected. And he was demanding like things like we need to go get some from it was at Harbor Freight Tools if I remember correctly. And it was still early in the day. I just wanted to finish taking off like some of the rear suspension and stuff like that. And he kept demanding we go Harbor Freight Tool and try to grab my arm, like just like whoa. And I just said, whoa, bro, like you don't. One of the things you got to remember: don't let people grab on you when you're working on something because one, you don't want to snap and end up knocking somebody out, right? So because I was really ready to a point where I was gonna just really hurt the kid, and I'm not a violent person, but when you disrespect me and you cross the line, and I feel that's a way of you're crossing the line, right? And I told him not to touch me like you're my superior and whatnot, right? So I had to keep my cool, and if I didn't, I would have ended up knocking him out. So, like I said, it's a lesson learned doing business with him ever again. Um, because I didn't have the greatest memory because I had to. I mean, I've got a better memory now because one, stress, frustration, bad diet can affect your memory, your cognitive function. So I had to really start improving my diet, my health, exercise, eat right. Since I'm in the Central Valley now, I'm doing a whole lot better mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, a whole lot better. And the other thing is you have to be careful is as a lesson learned, he was not only arrogant, but he was an ignorant type of arrogance. And that's a dangerous combination. People who are ignorant, no matter what field they're in, and but no matter what field it is, I should say, and they are trying to act like they know what's up in that field, right? When, let's say, for example, myself, and for those of you who are mechanics or whatever field you're working in, you are, being disrespected. Oh, you got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years of experience in this, and you're an expert in this. You've tried every which way possible, you experiment with every single thing, and they're sitting here trying to school you in something that, you know, if, you, they have no knowledge of. For example, like a teacher of mine was talking about in the medical field how some doctors who are surgeons, who've been doing it for years, they're experts, right? And it's not a field I could ever touch myself, be it heart or brain surgery or whatnot. I give a lot of respect to those kind of doctors. Those are what you call real alphas, right? And so when you have like a top-notch A student who works hard, studies, doesn't cheat on his test and everything, is trying to be schooled by a C student or a D student who cheats, skips schools, party, drinks, and smokes and whatnot, who are there to really be telling you what you can and can't be doing and how you should be doing it and stuff. Um, Getting back on track again. Sorry, guys, but just I know I go off tangent here and there. But also speaking of the office space, come to find out, the office we were sharing, me and like this youngster and another friend of mine. He was bringing in his girls there, alcohol, and doing whatever sorts of shady stuff, and we didn't like that. So the other thing is, when in the written contract, we agreed not to do any of the sort, and he was breaching these contracts, right? Verbal contracts and written contracts. So it's not something, and then even text messages, he'll say, "Oh, we're gonna do it Monday. Are you on that 2% Monday or Friday?" And then he'd be like, he's like, how you smack your lips when you're kind of frustrated and this and that. He was doing that, and then it's like, dude, you texted me Monday we're gonna do certain things when we're supposed to do Friday. So it's like the guy he was always getting high, probably drugged up and high, not just high and getting drugged up and and who knows what kind of drugs he was into and bringing girls and making a mess. And then not only that, disrespecting us, but any certifications that my guy had, he'd rip it up and this and that. And that's why you have to be careful, because one, you don't want to end up in jail. I don't want to end up in jail. I don't want none of you viewers and subscribers in jail because of some idiot, So that's why you really want to be careful who you partner up with. And even if you have friends who partner up, I'm not saying they can't do well and help you out and be successful. But those are, you have to be careful with friends, because if you hire the wrong friend, be it for a job or whatnot, and you can lose friends because they're not doing the job, right? And not only with this youngster, he was not only breaching the contract, he was stealing money from my other friend and partner. And so that's why I told him, like, just keep this kid away from me, man, because I just don't want to have nothing to do with him. And that's one of the things, again, you guys will want you to be very, very careful with, is who your partner is. And I'm going to repeat myself, be very careful who you have as a partner. For me, I'm just looking for investors. If you're not, people from Shark Tank, like Mr. Wonderful, Robert Herjavec, what was and then all the other sharks, Damon John, to all the other sharks from Shark Tank. If you're those type of people and want to invest, totally awesome. But if you want to act like you could be my partner, and yeah, you may know how to work on a car and stuff, but you still don't know a lot of things business wise. How to do work orders, how to manufacture and engineer, and all sorts of stuff that I've been doing. Right? I'm not just looking for somebody who could just dump money in and thinking they can just get away with whatever they want. Right? So, and again, speaking of friends, be careful of partnering up with them as well. Because like I said, be it if you just hire them for work, be it small projects to full partnership or full-time work, whatnot. Because I had a guy who was supposed to help me with my website, that I paid him like $500. This was back in 2009. And we sort of was going over ideas and everything like that. And so, but, he wasn't like coming up with content. He was just, I don't know, he was going through some stuff that he didn't, how should I put it, didn't keep his end of the bargain. And he wanted to have the rank in the web, the permission, like he'd be the administrator and I'd be like just right under it. I said, no, I need full control over my website. He said, oh, if I give you full control, I want to wash my hands from it. All right, bro, you do that, and I'm going to cut you loose. I unfriended him on Facebook and all this other stuff because I don't have time for this. So from 2009 till like 2015, he was trying to pretty much hold my website hostage. I didn't stress over it too much because I had too many other things going on. One, when my dad passed away in 2011, then the 6 months later, I had to take care of a lot of things. In 2012, I had to short sell the house and move in with my uncle And then from there, had to live there, just work, did our thing. And then 2014, from Bay Area, we moved to the Central Valley. From that point, we're here now, right? So besides friends, and then the last thing is also be careful trying to hire your employees, because sometimes them dudes be wanting too much, man. For example, I was asking a lot of these independent guys when I was trying to post an ad on Craigslist, because one guy knew how to work on motorcycles, so he says, right? So I said, okay, how much would you charge for this service and that service? Then he'd be like, okay, I'll charge $80. And I said, okay, let me tack on $50 more, so I'm making a little bit of money. So he gets $80, I'm making 50. So I got, I made money off the sale, right? But the problem was, he was like, oh, well, if I do it for any less than that, he's like, you're better off doing it yourself. And I said, dude, that's not why I hired you. And then he also had the nerve to say, send those customers my way. I'm like, no, you're supposed to be working for me, not just send them your way and then I don't get nothing out of this, So, my thing is how am I supposed to make money? Be it, if I don't have, if I keep just sending people your way. But anyways, guys, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover in today's podcast. Do you guys have any questions, comments, concern? You can always leave it in the comments section below. Like my Facebook page. Also suggest more videos, topics, suggestions. I'm always open to them. Product wise, again, I'm always open to whatever ideas you guys have. Be it one-off, short, mid-range, long production runs, whatever it is you want to do. The next possible podcast I'm going to probably do to kind of continue business aspects, stuff like that, will be hopefully the next podcast I'm going to do is like why we lose companies to overseas. That's going to be in the next podcast. I'm probably going to be recording. I'm going to try to keep up with all the podcasts because I have like a list. I'm looking at my notes right now of all my topics. I have probably like 10, 20 topics that I still got to catch up on. I'm going to try to upload a podcast if I don't have cars to work on. I haven't been really finding any cars to really be worthwhile to post videos on because there's already so many videos of this particular thing. And I said, I want to work on videos where there's no video of it at all. So I at least have something, right? But anyway, guys, if there's on the pros and cons of partnership wise, let me know what it is if I missed something, go ahead and add to it. If you guys have good experiences, that's freaking awesome, man. That's totally awesome. But then again, the last final point is even if things are going well 5, 10, 15 years, but you also have to be careful that they could be doing something shady behind your back. You may be thinking you're doing well, but he's doing something shady behind your back where you guys should be sharing things and working side by side, not behind your back, right? But please comment, and if you guys feel I'm wrong about something, I totally understand. Everyone has a different perspective, different viewpoint on certain things. But those of you that are, I don't feel at least that I'm wrong about any things, especially in the cons. I think I hit pretty much I believe I hit every point. If you guys want to make video responses, that'd be awesome too. I'd definitely like to hear from you guys. But anyways, guys, join my Facebook page. I'll have all that information in my description below. Like and subscribe this channel. Also, don't forget to hit the bell notification so you can see when I post a new video and everything. Stay tuned for subscriber giveaways. I'm like 460 something at the moment. So when we hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to try to do another giveaway. I'm probably going to start giving away Motorsport Factory shirts with a carbon fiber logo. I'm going to start getting some of that stuff made and start giving those out. I'm going to start trying to do live streaming sessions so I can answer your guys' questions live. If that helps you guys, let me know and I'll definitely get it done. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video, and you guys have a good one. Peace.